can't stop. A family shop. Think Thayer. Come on, let's get rolling. Come on, let's get moving. Think Thayer.
Thought our guys came out in the second half and played a great second half. We were able to amp up the defense and get stops, and we were able to hold their big three under their average of 51 points per game, and I think that was the difference in the game.
How much do you feel like guys are really have been able to grasp what you want to do defensively?
I think they're getting it. It's going to take time. Once again, 3 coaches in 3 years, different defensive schemes, and the guys are starting to pick it up. They're more advanced at it than I thought they would be at this stage. So, but it's still learning. You still got to learn different things, when not to gamble, when to gamble, and you know, just staying solid on defense and help side, too much help side, not enough help side. You know, it's kind of a fine line, but they're getting it, so that part's been good.
How much did they execute tonight compared to the previous 6 games of the year?
Offensively or defensively? Defensively, the execution has been very good in the second halves of games. So first half, not so good. We're getting to that first half. I'm looking for that game where we can put together 2 halves of defense. And right now, it's always been much better in the second half. So I guess we kind of feel them out a little bit in the first half, and then once we kind of know, we kind of pick it up in the second half. So that's what it's been so far.
Was there something in particular, Coach, that you did better defensively in the second half?
Stops. We were able to get stops. We were able to run them off the 3-point line and still guard them, and that was the difference. Usually when we run a guy off the 3-point line, they get a layup on the other end. But now we were able to run them off the 3-point line and make them take contested 2s, and that's what we were looking for. I think they hit 6 threes tonight, which is well below their average on what they're taking. And the guys did a much better job. I always talk about communication on defense, and they did a much better job in the second half.
They obviously had the size advantage on them, and yet you pretty much crushed them on the boards. What the key to success there?
Being tough. You know, rebounding is about being tough and going after them. We do a blockout drill every day, and you know, the guys go after it and get after each other, and I see the results from that blockout drill in the games. We don't get out-rebounded much, and just the toughness of what they bring. And you know, our toughest rebounder is the little fella, so Zach Denny is the one who actually goes and get it, but he's the same way in practice, so I wouldn't expect anything less.
I don't know if you know much about his high school days, but on his high school team, he was the shooter.
Right.
And obviously now he can still shoot. Today's good evidence of that,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, it's a guy with 7 rebounds, even though he's, what, 6'2", 6'3". Will you talk a little bit about what you see his game being now?
His game now is he's probably one of our best defenders, on-ball defenders. He's one of our best help defenders. Offensively, he's one of our best shooters. So all around, he's one of our best players. That's what it boils down to. I mean, his game has evolved from the day that I've gotten here, and him not being able to use a pick and roll to now coming off a pick and roll and making a decision. So the development that we've had with him, you can see the results now, and you know, it still has to continue to grow. It's still much he needs to learn about using a pick and roll, but I see the progression from when we first got here till now.
You know, defense is kind of your first thing, defense first, but how much of a key to success is the defense going to be for you guys to have success this year?
It's pretty much everything for us, because that's how we get our buckets in transition. We get our easy buckets off of our stops. So we get stops on the defensive end. We're able to push the ball in transition and get layups, dunks, and threes. So defense is the focal point for us.
Was there a specific game plan to key in on their 3 leading scorers?
Our game plan was to run them off the 3-point line. That was they want to take 3 between Timmer, Abrahamson, and Woodward. Those are the 3 that takes the most 3-pointers. Woodward average coming in, I think 5. He takes 5 threes a game. Abrahamson took 7 a game, and Timmer maybe 4 games. So that's a lot, you know, and they accumulate about 66% of the production for those guys. So that's high. I mean, and going into the game, we wanted to limit them from the start and try to make, if they beat us, is with the other guys. So our guys did a good job of shutting those guys down.
Would you talk about your team's three-point shooting? Because obviously, Zach, 4 for 5 is outrageous, but even if you subtract his number, you're still 7 of 12, which is a really good number, split with different guys.
Our guys, we've been doing a much better job of sharing the ball. Our thing on getting threes is penetrate and kick and find the open man. We practice that as well every day, and then you see the results of that practice of making the extra pass, not being afraid to make that extra pass, and passing up a good shot to get a great shot. And that was the difference tonight for us. I mean, guys were taking great shots and they were falling.